I am here to tell the leaders of Nigeria and other African countries that the China and the Chinese are not our friend. I am a living witness. I studied in China, did business in China, married a Chinese woman and had a daughter. I have experienced a lot. I have seen the Chinese, heard the Chinese speak against the Africans. I once entered a bus from Hong Kong to Guangzhou. Then on getting in on my bus, I had a seat at the back. And when I went downstairs to urinate and I came back, I didn't hurt anybody. They didn't talk to me. All of them left my seat. So left me, kept me on one side. I am a very decent person, well-dressed. I'm very hygienic. I don't see any reason why anyone could discriminate me out of my order or something except my color. Then when I went downstairs to urinate and came back, I saw that they wrote on in front of the seat directly in front of me that I will face. They wrote black sheep. They wrote on it black sheep. Immediately I sat down. I was facing the right top black sheep. I nicely and politely asked all of them who wrote that black sheep. None of them agreed, even though they saw the person who wrote it. Even the conductor and the driver, they feigned ignorance. Oh, we don't know. Then I understand Chinese because I studied in China. I studied Chinese peoples and culture. So I started surveying and I started waiting to see their attitude. They started talking. All they talked were, why are they, these people, these animals in China? Why don't they go to their continent, poverty-stricken people? I was listening to them. When we got to Guangzhou, when we are passing Guayan Shilu, going towards Guayan Konjan, their terminal, they saw a few Africans doing business in some markets there, and they were so angry in the bus, and we were murmuring and saying, oh my God, there are too many of them. I heard them complain and complain, even cursing the government for allowing us to even come to that country, that they hate us. This thing got me so depressed. I never knew how wicked the Chinese are towards Africans, especially in the south of China. That city, Guangzhou, has benefited so much. That Guangzhou and Guangdong province people have benefited. Most of their peasants became rich doing business with Africans. They have no moral reason to be too hateful or resentful about towards Africans. I am telling you, I am so disappointed. I have been innocently victimized by the Guangdong police for protesting that I was kept for 2 days at the station without food and water. They didn't want me to speak it out. So they marked me for punishment for that. And I challenged the police for not listening to me when I called them. And a few Nigerians, they used one of my best trusted friend because of our Nigerian community politics I ventured into. And I tried to dissuade our Imo State Union from voting the current leader who wants to vie for re-election because of a lot of scandals brought upon him, and he couldn't defend himself. So I decided to side or support a new candidate. Because of that, he has been there for 8 years, so he knew the Chinese police, the local police, and their friends. So he alleged a lot of allegations against me. They set me up and tried to get me arrested, get me into trouble. But they found out I was innocent, but because I was outspoken and I got angry, and I protested against the police detaining me and checking me while I called them without any reason. And I said, why keep me here for 30 days? You've known I have nothing against me. I didn't do anything. A friend of mine gave me a $5,000 to help him exchange for him because he is losing a container at their warehouse in Shijin, and my shop is inside the Bole Plaza where they do the exchange. And the exchange people are my friends. So when I got there, they said someone else has come to exchange this kind of money the same time. That was the first time I noticed that the money could have been a problem, had problem, because I never knew. But when those Nigerians tried to confuse the Chinese, local Chinese, by telling them a lot of false words and allegations, and then the Chinese people were innocently confused, and then they thought my friends are telling them the truth. But when they took out the money away, I said, no, keep the money here, the owner is coming. And they said, no, and I called the police. The police on the way called me and said, where are you? Then I went out to direct them where we are. These people tell the locals not to allow me out, that I will run. And then my client told them, no, I have shop in this building. I always come here. I cannot run. Everybody knows me, but they did not listen to her. So the police that came, they didn't allow me to talk to the police who I called, who I summoned. When I called the police, they were telling me, please don't call police, don't call police. We will settle this friendly. But they were being very unfriendly and violent, so I have to call in the police to bring calm. But this police came and they turned the police against me, and the policeman got confused and arrested me because he did not listen to me. So when I kept quiet and we got to the station, I tried my best to tell him, no, I'm the one who called you. And he said, yeah, I'm resisting arrest, so I allowed him to take me. So when we got to the station, before we got there, that Nigerian leader, Mr. Emma Ojukwu, has already called the station leader because that's their plan, and then said a lot of things against me. So when I was brought in there, they treated me like a common criminal, and without listening to me or hearing me, and they took me to their basement and locked me there for 2 days. Within that 2 days, the next day, they got me interviewed and tried to force words into me. I don't know why. So I never knew that I had been a victim of conspiracy, that they planned this within 2 months. Then the most terrible, disappointing thing about this is that one of our consular officer with the name Adams is involved. He was involved in this complicity, and they got me locked up in China, in Chinese detention for 1 year and 9 months, for I didn't do anything. I did not print foreign currency, counterfeit. I did not. The friend who gave it to me said it's one of their police head officers gave it to him. So if there's any counterfeit printing of American dollars, they could be from the Chinese government. I don't have the capacity or the resources to do that, and I don't have the need to do that. So in the detention, I was discriminated, punished. They used all forms of psychological torture to torture me, and yet they couldn't find all the allegations they gave me. They couldn't find anything against me because my phone conversation exonerated me and put the authorities into trouble. They seized it. They now seized all my electronics. I bought 3 phones for gifts when I come to Nigeria. They seized those phones. I had a brand new our Apple MacBook Pro laptop that I just bought. I never used it. The police seized it. Up till now, this is 3 years now, they have been keeping my phones, my 4 phones and my laptop. They don't receive calls from my wife, Chinese wife, anymore. So they are converting those things into their personal properties. They made me a prisoner when I am gladly innocent. The money and every issue, they released the guy who gave me the money, released the guy who changed the money. My own money was not changed. They released the guy who gave me the money and gave the other guy the money, and then they kept me in prison because I complained that they didn't feed me, that I was angry with the police, that why did they arrest someone who called them? If I was into crime, I would not invite the police. So Chinese authorities are very arbitrary and despotic. They are very dictatorial. They are not supposed to be world leaders until their governments actually come out and tell us what their real reason for coming to Africa is. The Chinese are not our friends. They hate us. In the detention center, they don't even call us by our names. They use all kinds of abusive and abased names like black guy or hey gui, lao hey, to call us out. And they don't treat us nicely. They put us among their local people who are very mean, and they usually beat some of the Africans in their cells. Upon all my efforts not to quarrel with anyone, I was being vilified and even sometimes beaten when I don't even reply back, and nothing was done. So China and the Chinese people are not our friends. I am telling you that we should be taking cognizance of this, develop our economy, develop our military hardware and knowledge and capability, and try and to be self-reliant. The Africans have enough human resources to become self-reliant. We should challenge our universities of technology and all forms of universities and try as much as possible to industrialize, develop even our socio-cultural heritage, and everything about us should be self-reliant. No more dependent on the West or on China or the Chinese people. This is my honest advice. Thank you.